Let's dig into that wired but tired stress thing. What is going on in the body from a sleep perspective, in the body and the brain, when you're in a high stress lifestyle?
Yeah, there's probably at least two things going on in the body and at least one thing going up in the brain. The first in the body is the balance between the two branches of your nervous system. One is the fight or flight branch called the sympathetic nervous system. It's very poorly named. It's anything but sympathetic. It's very agitating and activating. And then there's the parasympathetic. That's the kind of quiescent branch of your nervous system. If you're a good, healthy sleeper and you don't have too much stress in your life, you naturally switch over to that restful, quiescent branch of the nervous system. And that is the royal pathway to good sleep. And the alacrity of sleep, the speed with which sleep arrives to you when you disengage from the fight or flight branch, is really beautiful. If you are so wired, though, however, the sympathetic, the fight or flight branch is activated, your heart rate is jacked, your blood pressure is too high, your temperature, because of that activated state, your core body temperature is also too high. If you are too hot, your heart is racing and your blood pressure is high, it's very difficult for you to fall asleep. Add atop of that a second system in the body, which is what we call the HPA axis, or it's essentially the stress axis. So those two things in the body are most people will cleave to as the ingredients to the tired but wide phenomenon. I also think upstairs, and they are interrelated, upstairs in the brain, you start to get this Rolodex of anxiety. In the modern world, we're constantly on reception. Very rarely do we do reflect. And now the only time, based on modernity and how it inflects us, that we do reflect is when our head hits the pillow at night. That's the worst time to do reflection. And that will then only feed in to jacking up the fight or flight branch, then just further perpetuates those two downstream physiological sort of consequences to the body. And then they ramp up, and that leads